Well, good morning. I'm excited to be here this morning with the three most recent presidents of Lutheran Church of the Good Shepherd. Not dead presidents, but very much alive. In fact, they never knew that this was part of the job description of being a president, was to come out and have a conversation on Brighton Beach about what God is doing in our congregation in the midst of a coronavirus crisis. These are deep days, deep days. But they're also really high days, and the depth and the height is what we're seeing happening, not only in our world, but in our community locally, as well as globally. I think of the presidents that I've had the privilege of working with in the Lutheran Church of the Good Shepherd, starting with Eric Kaiser, to Chris James, to Nan Asperheim, Bob Poulter, Marge Kangas, Rachel Perlinger, Jen Julsrud, Joel Abenth, and our most recent president, Sarah Hendrickson. And thinking of the depths and the heights of the ministry that's happened there places us in this place perfectly right now to respond to what God is up to in our world today.
Just first say, throughout this whole coronavirus scare, I just keep reminding myself that God is with us, and we're all facing a moment of deep grief as a globally. We're grieving the loss of normal. We're grieving the loss of plans that we've had with family and friends, and now we can't do those. We're grieving the loss of not being able to gather as a congregation over Easter with family members that we love that we can't see now because of this virus. And some of us are facing the fear of, a family member that works in the hospital that will come home at some point, probably sick. And many of us have been laid off. Others are worried about being laid off. And it's a scary time for us, but, through this we have our relationship with God. We have one another in our church together that is aside from our building. It's, our love for our friends in Honduras. I've been reaching out with them and telling them in Spanish, like through the Google translation, that God is with us. And, I'm just so grateful that we have one another. And I'm hoping that this video conversation is more of a healing and a reminder that we still have each other even though we can't be together. And we have this thriving gift available to us for those that can give. Some of us can't, and that's okay. We still have each other, but for those of us that can, it's a great opportunity. We have generous members in the congregation that we've been reaching out to before this all happened, and that have offered I don't know what the total is right now. 13,000 that we can match. They're asking us to match it, so.
The fact that we can get together and have a conversation is tremendous. I was just 2 weeks ago how different things were in all of our lives, in our church, in our professions, in our families, and so much has changed. And all of our plans, whether that be trips to the hockey tournament or plans for spring break or plans for what's happening this spring and summer and plans for the church, a lot has changed. I know that there's been a lot of initiative within the congregation to figure out how to try and keep things going, whether that be from our congregation leadership or whether that be from individuals within the congregation. Just checking in on people has changed so much in the last 2 weeks. And I think as each of us kind of share a little bit about how that is connected with us personally, it also provides opportunity. And I think the decisions we make moving forward are going to be imperative, but it's also so powerful that we have people to make those decisions with. that this congregation is still thinking about Honduras, and still thinking about how to reach out to the people that can't reach out to us, how to do things differently, and I think that's an amazing thing. I'll just real quick, take this opportunity to talk about this Abenth thing, and maybe one of the others can talk about this $15,000 match a little bit more. But this Abenth opportunity, basically what they're doing is they're saying we've got $500,000 that we want to offer for churches, for camps, for whoever it might be, to get a 50% match on any gifts that are coming. This is not a paid huge campaign. This is something that Abenth put together while the plane was taking off, just like all of us are doing right now. And so what that means is we are a Abenth Choice congregation. Abenth members can give us dollars at any time. And because we're a Abenth Choice congregation, people can now give, and if they give us $100, then Abenth will throw in another 50. So for every $2, they give $1 on top. So that's a 50% match right there. And the reason I bring that up is there's a lot of things right now where we're asking, where do we have answers? And we still need to wrestle with that, and we still need to figure out what that means. This is one way to help the congregation and individuals answer that question. So it's a resource. It's something that's landed in our lap in the last 24 hours, and that is it's something that I think is a gift, and I think for those people who can share in that way, what a great opportunity. And so that right there can turn my dollar, my $10 gift into 15. Or if I was planning on 100 and I only give 50, now I can give 75. There's amazing things there just in that provides a great way to do that.
Last fall was very successful as we experienced Give to the Max in a very powerful way, and so we began looking at the possibility of doing it again and decided to do it in the spring. But as everyone has been saying, it changed. Our world has changed right underneath us. Yesterday, as we were having a planning conversation, we realized, probably for the certainty, that we will not be able to gather in our sanctuary for worship during Holy Week. From Palm Sunday to Maundy Thursday to Good Friday, to Easter sunrise, to have that darkness turn into light, and then to enter the sanctuary with the trumpets blaring on Easter Sunday. And those losses, but coupled with those losses, with the possibility from Abenth and from our generous match from our congregation to really make a powerful statement right now. And that's why we're asking you for your generosity now. I have to say, yesterday I was in the empty sanctuary except for the singers who were preparing to sing the songs for the online worship service on Sunday morning. And the depth of the loss of being in an empty sanctuary instead of a full one. But the hopefulness of that message that was being sung so beautifully, and realizing that God is using that for us right now, is very, very touching.
So I just want to take a minute for you all to recognize where we are standing. We are standing down by Lake Superior on Brighton Beach.
6 feet away from each other.
6 feet away from each other, of course. But look at what opportunities we still have in Duluth, where we live, where we still can connect with each other. It might not be in person, but it's definitely emotionally together. We need to take time to just thank God for these little blessings and remember that there are good things happening in our lives right now as well. Along with that, kind of going back to Joel's statement, 2 weeks ago, we didn't know what we were getting ourselves into. 2 weeks ago, I decided to take the nomination to be elected president of Lutheran Church of the Good Shepherd, having no idea I would be walking into this. But listen, it's okay. We will figure this out together because we have such good connections with each other, with leadership in our congregation. All hands on deck, right? I think people are really good at doing that in times of crisis, and that's what I really love about our congregation, our friends, and our families. And I just want to mention one more item here. This has kind of been a theme that's been popping up a lot in my life recently, and I'm sure you're hearing it from other people and places as well, but is grace, and just to give yourself the space that you need to process everything. And like Jen said, people are in lots of different places in their lives right now where they may be facing a layoff, and maybe facing some other really hard things coming up. And so just give yourself the space to understand what we're doing, and that this is a really great opportunity, and to take the time to really think about it and have the conversations that you need to have with your family. Reach out to any of us. We are here to also talk through this with you, but it is a good opportunity to share and to help our congregation and our church continue to move forward and getting messages out to all of us. So we thank you.
So there, as we know, there's ways to communicate with you, and you're going to receive a letter. There's going to be stuff online. There'll be more information. And like Sarah said, if you want to talk with any of us, you can call the office or email Pastor Dave, and he can share our contact information with you. And there'll be a link to give and for more information on all of this. So keep an eye out for that. And again, everything has changed. But I do know this, in our season of resurrection coming around the corner, there's going to be a time soon, hopefully, where the world stands down and the green lights come on again, and we figure out what this means. And it's at that point that the world will continue to need faith communities and to continue to rely on what's next and gather, and boy, the rejoicing that will happen. So I just want you to keep an eye out, and not only keep an eye out for what's coming from the church, and participate online and communicate, but pick up the phone and call someone in the congregation and check on them and say hello and have a conversation. In this world of digital, that's fine, that's great, that's a great resource, but pick up the phone and call someone and and check in on them. I think a lot is up in the air, and we can do this together.
We always close our Vision Council meetings with the Lord's Prayer. We don't have the full Vision Council, but we're going to pray the Lord's Prayer today, right now. Our Father in heaven, hallowed be your name. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as in heaven. Give us today our daily bread. Forgive us our sins, as we forgive those who sin against us. Save us from the time of trial, and deliver us from evil. For the kingdom, the power, and the glory